So with Mr. W, ready, Winston? We're going to do a little bit with seeing if we can do some of our toy exchange. So I know we were working with two like tuggies. He does tend to like tennis balls. So you can go ahead, Oren, drop one. So remember, the benefit of doing two toys is you can have the puppy see one. He comes close again, show him the new toy. There we go. No, but then you throw the original. That's okay. So he's learning also. So what you're going to be doing is when your puppy drops the original toy, you throw the new one that you had in your hand. So if, for example, Winston's not too sure, when Winston comes back with the original ball, show him the new one. So he drops the first one, show him the new one, and then throw the new one. Okay, do you mind if I borrow it for a second? So what you're going to be doing is while Mr. W has the original ball, ready, Winston? We're going to have him drop the original so he can get the new one. Obviously, that one rolled away, so thank goodness I have my other second retriever. But make sure that the benefit of having multiples is it gets your puppy to relinquish. It's okay. So what you'd be doing technically is you have your original ball in your hand. You toss that one for the puppy to go get. When he's busy retrieving it and coming back, you have your second ball. You show him the new toy to have him drop the original one that was in his mouth, and then you toss the new toy while you have the old one. And then that way you're exchanging from one toy to another. This also makes it a lot less confrontational to the puppy. And for a lot of pups, letting go of the ball is very difficult. So if your pup doesn't have the greatest drop it or out or give in the beginning, exchanging for toys is a much better option. You could have more than two balls, for example, maybe 3 or 4 might be helpful. But I would highly recommend that you get your puppy in the habit of maybe when they come to you, you can even feed for letting go of the toy, and then you could toss the ball again and get them to go find the toy. If, for example, they're getting tired, I wouldn't do so many fetches, like he's going and grabbing a drink of water for now, but I wouldn't do so many tosses that your puppy gets so winded that they'd hate playing to that point. So make sure that went right in the water dish, Oren threw it right in the water. Yeah, bullseye, he says. So you want to make sure that when you're playing, just like doing any of your basic skills, is that you're not doing it for so long that your puppy finds it almost like boot camp versus fun. So make sure, Winston, so that your practice is easy. I was almost at mama, thank you. But you want it to be easy enough where your puppy can also be tolerant of the play. So if, let's say, Mr. W brings that closer to you, Oren, now throw the other one. Oren, but I don't want it going in the water, okay? Thank you. So now he relinquished this one. Show him the new one and toss that one nicely. Just a roll over. There we go. Because if you're tossing it real hard, it's going to go too far, make a lot of noise or startle some of the other babes. Nice. So right here as he's coming closer, show him the new toy. There we go. Now, oh, okay. You want to show it to him and throw it for him. So when he's practicing, go ahead and toss that one. Can we roll it this way, away from the water dish, okay? Thank you. So he's bringing you the other one, so wait for him to come a little closer. When he drops it, now show him the new one. Say his name, Winston, and then throw that one gently for him to go get. Thank you. Very nice. Then you could do the same thing again. As he comes closer, show him the old one, have him drop, okay? But when he drops it, you got to then roll it for him again. So with your babes, guys, if again they're taking a break, maybe give them just a little breather, please. So if your puppy is having a hard time with this exchange, I would start off with the toy exchange game that I'd mentioned earlier, and chewing is optional, so don't worry, Mr. W. Is you want it to be about, again, your quality versus quantity. So if, let's say, your puppy can barely handle letting go of an item in front of you without adding movement and chasing and excitement, I would highly recommend to start off with take it and drop it in front of you with some toys that you can exchange right there without adding more fuel to the flames. If Mr. W, though, is getting quite good, then you could, and that's wet, it's going to get you all mushy. So if, for example, your puppy's getting better with upping, let's say, the excitement, and they're still able to function and let go of something, ready, Winston, then that would be where you would want to add more excitement. Okay, 1 second, Abba. She's more snacks in her direction for later. So if, for example, your babes are doing well with the softer versions of the play and the exchanging and dropping of items, then you could start to add, for example, more difficulty in the sense of upping the arousal. if your babe can barely tolerate being stationary and working some of those skills, then I wouldn't throw in more difficulty by making it really hard by increasing the excitement. Because when you, nice job, Sarah, because when you increase the excitement, that means you're typically increasing the arousal, which means that then the mouth might turn into its own creature. So if you're finding that they're having a hard time being connected both to their brain and their body, then those would be moments where I would throw in as well some calmer skills like find it, or some sits, or some downs, or some check-ins throughout some of the play. Because if he can't handle doing a couple check-ins throughout the play, that means as his brain gets really revved and excited for other things that jazz him up, he won't be able to be functional. So view play is a great way to practice revving the engine and putting the brakes on, as opposed to revving the engine and keep going until you're out of fuel and you never practice slowing down or stopping. So he's doing a really nice job. So very nice with our handsome Mr. W. So we might go ahead and give him a little breather. But all the beauties did a great job with the level of distractions today from my two little humans. So, but keep up the good work. I know Mr. W is going to be going and getting his surgery, so he's getting neutered soon. So he'll be taking a little break, but always feel free to reach in if you have a question or concern. I know Mr. Z is going to continue with a few more rounds. And then I know Miss P, you were saying you were interested for Miss Poppy for another session. But feel free, guys, if you have questions or concerns, always check back in with me. And also don't forget to reference some of the materials I've sent along in the past, because there's going to be some great information there that might be an added level of, again, resources to dive into. But keep up the great work. We'll give Mr. W a little breather, and he did a very good job today.